Voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
It's 95.7 The Fox, Fresno's Classic Rock. BMO, the afternoon platoon, and it's not every day you get a Viper in the foxhole, but Randy Orton stepping in, WWE superstar. What's happening, brother?
Not much, man. How are you doing?
Are you kidding? I'm in the room with greatness. And I'm going to mark on you for a minute. I'm sure you've been doing these interviews all day long. You've been running around. I've got to tell you, this morning I get up, I've got an 18-year-old daughter who tells me, she says, Dad, if you don't tell him to say hi to me, I know where you sleep.
What's your daughter's name?
China.
China. Hello, China.
Yeah,
this is Randy Orton. How you doing, sweetheart?
Yeah, she's going to be tickled. It's not every day that your daughter says, Daddy, I want to grow up and marry a wrestler, and you're actually cool with it.
Yeah.
But
so I have the father's blessing.
Oh, by all means, dude. Okay. By all means.
I'll have to ask my wife how she feels about it. We'll go from there. I'll get back to you.
Okay, brother. 6 times WWE champion, 1 time, of course, World Heavyweight champion, Intercontinental champion, Tag Team champion, Royal Rumble winner in 08, which is real easy for me to say. Of course, on the heels of last night's Elimination Chamber. I got to tell you, I was a little irked. Seriously irked with that whole damn GM thing.
Yeah, that was different. CM Punk getting the restart after I put him out of the match, beat him 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring with an RKO. But you know what? You always got the odds against you. You know, there's always something's going to come up in the WWE. You never know what to expect. I guess that's part of the allure to our product. You know, and tonight, of course, The Undertaker's coming back. Not to change the subject completely, but that is huge. And I just,
very huge.
You know, before we're done here, I want to make sure everyone knows that tonight is the return of The Undertaker right here in Fresno at the Save Mart Center, and there are tickets still available. So I just don't know what you'd be thinking if you didn't get a ticket to come see the return of The Undertaker.
Hey, especially with tickets is $15.
$15. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't afford that, right?
Yeah, come on. Everybody can do that.
Sure.
Of course, now we were talking a little bit off the air about the Elimination Chamber. You have a chance to prep for certain matches, get yourself in shape for it.
Sure.
How the hell do you do something like an Elimination Chamber?
It's difficult. You know, and last night was my 4th match in the Chamber, and it's one of the hardest matches as a performer to deal with because there's so many, things that can go wrong. There's so many things, so many surfaces in that chamber that you just want to stay away from. That grate is so unforgiving. And, where a cage match with the chain link fence, there's a little bit of give.
Right.
The chains they use for the sides of the cage, like that's just, there's no give. It's just like hitting a chain link fence, basically.
Exactly.
Real chain, it's bad. I'm all bruised up, banged up. I got cuts on my hip, but it's just, I love what I do for a living. It's the game. It ain't ballet. So, that's what I signed up for. It's in my blood. My father, my uncle, my grandfather all did this, so I'm not complaining.
No.
I'm just merely stating the facts. It is a tough situation when you find yourself in the Elimination Chamber.
I gotta ask you, growing up in a house with your father, your grandfather, I mean, you've got Andre the Giant coming over, hanging out. How could you not go into this business? I mean, was it something that you knew right away you wanted to do?
Yeah, I almost, as a child, I never saw myself doing it. I saw these guys. I was in the locker room with all kinds of names, everyone would remember, from Piper, Hogan, to Bret Hart, Junkyard Dog, Hillbilly Jim, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and to be around all those guys, those larger-than-life guys, as a 5, 6, 7, and 8-year-old kid, you're not thinking, oh, I want to do that one day. You're thinking, wow, this is like another universe. Where do these guys come from? What do they eat to get so big?
Right.
But here I am. And as I got older, I saw myself, growing, getting larger, getting bigger, getting a little, athleticism to me, growing into my big feet, and I want to do this, Dad. I want to do this, Mom. And Mom wasn't too happy with that, but she knew it would take me away, once I was married, once I had children, she had grandbabies, it'd be hard. It'd be hard on the family because it was hard on us growing up. But, I did it. I'm here, and I'm on the road a lot, but I love what I do.
Yeah,
I have a very good wife at home, very supportive wife, and a 3-year-old daughter as well. So it is tough being away. But as I was telling Hammer earlier, I got a tour bus, and they can come with me now.
That's awesome.
On and off. So we've managed to make it work itself out to where we can get the best of both worlds.
Of course, again, the Superstars Raw in town tonight, 5:30 start time. Make sure you get your tickets. Tickets are available at the Save Mart Center box office. Again, $15, Return of Taker. WrestleMania coming up real soon. I've got to ask, if you had the ability to play Booker and put yourself in a dream match with your family's history, with being around the business, and I'm talking not necessarily a superstar from today's WWE era.
Sure.
If you could put yourself in a match and go one-on-one with anybody.
You know, I'd have to say the boss, Vince McMahon.
I would pay money to see that, too.
I'll tell you what, right now, that would be the most advertised match of the pay-per-view for various reasons. But just to get my hands on my boss, you know, it's been a while. Of course, I did kick him pretty hard in the head a couple of years ago.
I remember that.
I think that would be enough to get him to want to be involved with me in a match at WrestleMania. If I could book that show, I'll tell you what, me versus Vince McMahon.
I got to tell you, of all the matches that I've seen, and again, the fans pretty much dictate whether you're a face or a heel or everything else. The thing that I love about you is you're just badass. I mean, honestly, you come in, you do what you're going to do. Fans love you, they hate you, whatever way they're going to go.
Right.
I love the fact that you've always remained true to who you are, never really been influenced by the fans.
Thanks.
You go back to the early days with the Legend Killer and all that stuff and all the heat and all the the stuff that comes with that.
Sure.
You've got fans standing up cheering for you now. I mean, it's got to get into you. I mean, some wrestlers feed off the boos, some wrestlers feed off the cheers. What motivates you when you're out there?
I was always the guy. I love being a bad guy. I love being a heel. And the last year and a half, it's been a slow kind of organic movement of me just becoming this crowd favorite, and what I tried to do is not change. And I think that the more you can just stay true to who you are, like you were saying, I think the fans see that, they respect that. They started cheering me as a bad guy, so there was some likability there. And I think once you change my opponent from being someone like John Cena to being someone like The Miz or CM Punk, that just helps the fans that much more, because they do dictate a little bit, of what they want to see. What they want to see is what we want to show them, with a few twists and turns, of course.
Right.
But yeah, the cheers are great, the boos are great. As long as they're loud, it doesn't matter to me.
Last week, I got to tell you real fast before we step into my final question. I was hoping, you and Cena clearing the ring against the Nexus, I was hoping, please drop him. Yeah, I was waiting for the RKO, and I went,
not today.
Not today.
I've got him before. But you know what? I think you got Nexus. That's what, 4 or 5 guys. It's strengths in numbers.
Absolutely.
So, if I'm going to have someone on my side, I want it to be Johnson.
There you go. Randy Orton joining us in the platoon today. I've got to ask you before we let you run. I'm excited about your upcoming motion picture project. You're going to be in there. That's what I am.
Sure.
You're always on camera. I mean, so that the transition to that must have been somewhat easy. I mean, tell me a little bit about the project.
Well, it's a great movie. Got accepted at the Santa Barbara Film Festival. It premiered 2 weeks ago in Santa Barbara, and I was very happy with the film. Of course, Ed Harris and Amy Madigan star, and it's a lot different, a lot the same. I'm used to being in front of the camera,
right?
Being in front of people like that. We shoot Raw, of course, is live, and you need to almost overact. You need to almost just to show the emotion to even the people in the very top nosebleed section. You want them to see what you're feeling. So you got to kind of pull back a lot in some cases, because when you got 3-4 cameras on you and you're shooting a scene for a movie, they pick up every little detail of your face. So I really had to, instead of leaning forward and turning my head down and trying to be intimidating that way, I had to let the words do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's how you say them. And I took some acting lessons. I took some acting coaching, and it helped me a lot kind of get that. But, I'm a long way from where I'd like to be as far as the acting side of things go. But hopefully there'll be a few more movies out there with Randy Orton starring in the near future.
Tell you what, it's going to be exciting, man. Again, Randy Orton taking time out of his very busy day. WWE in town tonight, Raw, the return of Undertaker, maybe an RKO.
Yeah, or 2. Yes, sir.
Get yourselves down there, get your tickets, Randy. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Hey, thank you.